WRBR-FM South Bend 1039, The Bear.
Are you on the air here?
Local X, with your host, Kris Kelly.
I don't know whether it's cool or really retarded.
Local X begins now. Local X.
This is amazing.
1039 The Bear, this is Local X, and I'm your host, Kris Kelly. On tonight's show, local concert announcements, of course, another Cheers Pub 2-drink minimum, and for the first half of the show, a featured band. I'll be welcoming Controller here into the studio with me right after this first track of theirs called Shadows Left Behind on The Bear. Local X, and I'm your host, Kris Kelly. Tonight, we welcome back a band familiar to the show. It's Controller. So I have a few guys sitting in front of me right now. If you could just introduce yourself and say what you do for the band, please.
Bob, I'm the singer.
I'm Jeff. I'm the guy that gets in trouble all the time.
I'm Matt. I'm the guy that keeps them in line.
All right. Okay, and so you guys are based out of Fort Wayne. Thanks for coming back, by the way. It's always great to have you guys on the show. So we've been playing, your older tunes on the show quite a bit now since the first time you've been on, and you guys are working on a new album, from what I understand?
Yeah, actually, we're in the writing process. A lot of the new songs are still in their neonate stage, but it's going a lot darker.
Definitely heavier for us.
Yeah.
Which we like the direction. There's a lot more energy with it.
Indeed.
And this will be your third full album.
Yes, third full album. Not sure exactly how many songs are going on it yet. And that's why we're always getting in trouble, because we have a tendency to overwrite. So, yeah.
I tend to yell at them a lot.
And that's probably why you have a lot of EPs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this third full album then that you're working on, I know you said it was going to be a little darker and heavier. Is there any kind of particular, emotion behind it or any kind of inspiration for this album?
It's kind of all over the place. We're taking again from, life experiences and things that we're all mutually going through. Easy to connect with, I think all of us have had those moments in your life where you feel like a little bit out of control. And this particular path we're walking right now is quite a bit more chaotic. So, and it's definitely present in the new tracks.
So as if a new Controller album wasn't exciting enough, you guys have some other exciting things going on. What's up with Pandora?
We've actually, how far away?
We're actually one step away from actually our channel going live on Pandora. They are finishing up the process, and we actually got the email probably about a week ago saying that we're going to be going live here very soon. They took, and it's going to be our first album, Undefined. That'll be on there. So make sure you jump on there, find the channel, like it, get us up in the rotation, So, and as soon as it does go live, you can check either our Facebook or controllerofficial.com and with the announcement. So,
not to mention, keep track on our YouTube. We've got tons of videos that we're working on. I know we have some acoustic sessions we're going to end up posting here soon. Not to mention all the other videos that we've already done, so they're all up there. You can get to those through the website.
Okay, I will have a link to your Facebook page up on my Kris Kelly page, as well as the Local X Facebook page, so the listeners can track you down and find all of these different websites and things you've got going on.
The lights so dim, it looks so grim. Will the winds ever change for her? Pulse racing fast, running from the past. She's praying for a miracle. What did you do to make her run? A desperate move to release the hold.
order in the chord?
Yeah.
Roll it!
Local Rock with Local X. On the air and online on Real Rock 103.9 The Bear.
They say the truth has come and played. This truth they chose to bend. A wolf in sheep's clothing is what they cry. The lion rules tonight. Destroying dreams, slashing hearts to gain your vicious fame. There's no glory in this when damning all those who dared. You betray with the gifts from all of those they saved. They're not what they appear to be. Hiding in the sea. They may have served purpose. Maybe then no more honoring their name. Dead them all, burn them down, take the hangman's noose around. Use your power, touch them all, betray all those meant to fall. Destroying dreams, slashing hearts to gain your vicious fame. There's no glory in this. We're damning those who dared to betray with the curse from all those that say. Tear them all, burn it down, bring the hangman's noose around. Use your power, touch them all, betray the ones you meant to fall.
103.9 The Bear still hanging out with tonight's featured band Controller. What would you say has been the most memorable show that you've played recently?
I mean, like, you know, out in Fort Wayne, we have a pretty strong following, and playing like the smaller bars in and around town, like places like Skeletons and stuff like that. We generally have like great response there. It's really cool because it's small, and you know, the energy just is kind of blows the roof off the place. So it'd probably be one of those shows, honestly, for me.
I'm kind of the opposite. I prefer to actually leave Fort Wayne, and like, even though I love Fort Wayne, no offense, guys, but it's nice to see new faces and get out there and really express yourself with music. I've had two specific instances where people have actually said like lyrical content is actually, for lack of spoken to them, they like it. Where's your head at with this? And I actually got choked up one time because it was actually really cool. You know, that doesn't happen every day, so it's kind of nice.
Oh, you're looking at me. Looking at me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, no. I would probably, honestly, probably like over the last year of doing shows, I would say one of our most memorable was the charity show we did at Columbia Street. We got to work for a great cause for Hope for Animals, had a great turnout, raised a really good amount of money for them. It was just fun. It was just a fun show. So, I mean, great music. We had the Fort Wayne Bombshells out there, and they killed it that night. So, probably over the last year, that was probably the most memorable show for me, I would say.
We've just had a lot of really great opportunities to play out with so many talented, amazing acts over these last couple of years. I'm just feeling like, you know, incredibly blessed to be a part of it all and, like, see the scene growing the way that it is. It's nice.
And speaking of the whole Hope for Animals thing, I know we mentioned this the last time you guys were on, but you guys have a song that is actually kind of working in favor of Hope for Animals. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, the song's called Numb. We ended up entering into negotiations with Hope for Animals to get some help in recording it, because when we brought it to the table, we just all felt so passionately about it. We all loved the groove of it. For me, lyrically, I mean, it was kind of one of those standpoints of I like to keep my lyrics kind of generalized, open for interpretation. But in this one, it kind of wasn't. It was like me writing as the witness to seeing something done. And I've had that happen. We've all been there. And it was just kind of, more like shaming myself, like I didn't do anything. I just stood there. So I think we've all been in that. And that's kind of why it hit home for all of us, is we've all been in that spot.
Yeah, like the idea of complacency, like you're not, you see some horrific tragedy happening in front of you, yet you don't interact or act in the moment when you know you should have. It's like one of the worst things any human can ever do.
Nothing but regret.
And then all the proceeds from that song go to Hope for Animals.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Now, do you guys have any other big goals or plans in the works for the rest of 2016 besides, the stuff that we've been discussing, the new album and whatnot?
Pretty much going to be this year. It's going to be 2015 was a really good year for us for shows. We hit the Midwest big time, to where we're still going to do that this year, but we're really looking to expand out and possibly do an East Coast run, a West Coast run. Can't let a whole lot out at the moment because there's a lot of stuff still in negotiations, but yeah, looking to really expand out and actually kind of go nationwide this year and really get Controller sound out there to everybody this year.
All right, sounds good. So I guess I have one last question then for each of you. What are you personally listening to in your own MP3 player or CD player or whatever?
I've been listening to Ghost, and it's awesome that they totally got the Grammy Award. They should have been on TV when the Grammys was on, and they killed it. Well done, guys.
My stuff's constantly on random, and I take inspiration from everywhere. I've got Bob Marley in there right now, Bob Marley's awesome. And then, if not to be even more like crazy, random from Bob Marley to Cell Dweller to Tool to Deftones, El Nino, Nonpoint. My 20 CD changer. It just goes. It just goes.
Me personally is that I've really been digging the Panic at the Disco album. I listened to it from beginning to end. It's actually phenomenal. They did a really good job on this album. So I've been a fan of them for a while, and this one just really blew me away. You could tell they definitely matured in their sound, stepped it up. So yeah, can't stop listening to it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming back on Local X tonight.
Thank you.
has made you numb to speak up. Just play dumb. The need for your precedence has made you numb. And I don't believe this. The look on their face, they're screaming for angels, but you look away. To speak up or just play dumb. The shock of it has made you numb. To speak up or just play dumb. The shock of it has made you the look on their face. They're screaming for ages, but you look away. To speak up or just play dumb, the shock of it has made you numb. To speak up or just play dumb, the shock of it has made you numb. The shock of it has made you numb. The shock of it has made you numb.
This is Steve from Controller, and you're listening to Local X with Kris Kelly on 103.9 The Bear.
This way, my dear. There's no need for fear. Just take my hand. You're at my command. So walk this way. Doesn't matter 'cause you're fucked up anyway. So put your faith in me. Put your faith in me. So walk this way. 'Cause I've got what you crave. A glance inspires. A whisper from my lips. Eyes burn desire for just a glimpse. So walk this way. Doesn't matter 'cause you're fucked up anyway. So put your faith in me. Put your faith in me. So walk this way. 'Cause I've got what you So walk this way. Put your faith in me. Just walk this way. I've got what you crave. No need to be afraid. I've got you here with me. Watch your body glare away. I've got what you crave. So walk this way. I've got what you crave.